In the last mayoral election, less than 15,000 people voted. If elected, how will you engage the community on your policy decisions?
Again, what will I do? What will we do? I think it's groups like you that are doing a very valuable service. This is good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're doing this. I can come up with all kinds of ideas. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and people are going to love me because I'm going to do this. Well, the reality is most people live their lives and really couldn't care less about politicians, and that's a good thing. Our lives shouldn't revolve around the people we elect to public office. The people we elect to public office, their lives should revolve around the people who elected them. And so, but what that means is that you need to step up. You need to be involved. It's very discouraging to see that in our city elections, in the city of San Bernardino, about half, actually a little less than half of our current residents are registered voters. Of that, only about 10, at most 15% participate in our city elections, which really means that only about between 2.5% and 5% of our city decides who will be mayor and who will sit on our city council. And then we wonder why people are elected that don't represent our interests and don't care about us. Well, the reality is, again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of this interview. If you don't vote, I don't care what you have to say as an elected official. I really don't. And it's a tough thing to say, but it's absolutely true. If you don't vote, you have no voice. If you don't vote, your elected officials, quite frankly, don't care what you have to say. And, young people, if there's one thing I can say, register to vote and vote. It's easy to do. It's one of the proudest things you'll ever do is cast a vote in an election. It takes a few minutes, and suddenly you are a voice. You are heard. You matter. And so, we have to get away from this idea of, well, what are you going to do as mayor? What are you going to do as an elected official? Stop. What are we going to do? What are we going to do as voters? What are we going to do as a community? What are we going to do as young people? I'm one of the youngest candidates. I think I'm the youngest candidate in this race. And, it troubles me that people of my generation don't participate to the level we should. The bankruptcy that we face, the debt that we're facing right now, that's debt that I'm going to pay for the rest of my life. Okay? This is something that really directly affects me. It directly affects young people. What we are facing in this city will directly affect your life so long as you remain in this city. And I don't know about you, but that really gets me riled up. That's my paycheck. That's my money. That's, my effort that is going to go to pay debt that, quite frankly, was incurred by people that came before me, that really didn't care about future generations. They were willing to mortgage future generations and pass debt on to people that came after them, and that's completely irresponsible. But if we as young people don't stand up and say, stop, that's unacceptable, then, we're going to get stuck. We're going to get stuck with the consequences of decisions that are made today by people that, quite frankly, don't care about us because we don't vote.